guys, welcome to my channel Vinyl Beauty. I'm Debbie, and if you've not been here before, this channel is all about getting creative with makeup, whatever your age. It's Halloween time and it's definitely the time of year to be creative, and the brands are coming for us with lots of Halloween releases which have really been tempting me. So I'm not normally one for buying too much these days. I'm trying to be really selective on my makeup purchases, but this one I just knew I had to have. It's from one of my absolute favourite brands. It's Nomad Cosmetics and it's the Haunted Europe palette. So if you're not aware of the palette, I'm sure you've seen it already. I'm not the first to film with this, but it's got this amazing lenticular packaging. It's just so cool, and the shades inside are really unique. So just going to hold it up super close so that you can see. But it's really special. It's got a real unusual mix of tones. Even the ones that look a lot brighter here have still got a bit more murkiness about it. Like that orange has still got I don't know, a richness. It's not your bright kind of punchy pumpkin orange. It's something a bit murky about it. Like I say, all the colours are slightly off, slightly unusual, and the mix of them is just genius, I think, because everything's been done before, and Halloween palettes come out. It's one of the times of the year when so many palettes come out. So we've seen a lot of the, I don't know, purple, orange, black, red, green kind of colour stories. But as I say, this has got some of those shades, but they're just a little bit unusual, a little bit tweaked, a little bit murky and grungy. And yeah, it's a dream to work with. I had so much fun creating these looks. Just as a aside, I ordered this obviously from Nomad's website. That's the only place you can get it. And whilst I was at it, because I'm in the UK and the shipping is $25, I put that one in my cart to see what it would cost for shipping, and it was $25. And then I was like, I missed out on this one, the Fire and Ice palette, the Iceland palette, when it came out, because I was trying to be so good with my makeup purchases. Added it to the cart just to see what the shipping will be, and it was still $25 for the two. So I decided to pick up this one as well. So I'm going to do some looks with this, but I think over Christmas time I've got an idea of what I want to do with that. So I'm going to put that to the side for now, but just wanted to let you know that I'd pick that one up as well. But on with today's video then, I've created two looks to inspire you with. One of them is a lot more toned down, but it is intricate, but it's got a lot more lightness about it than this one. And then this that I'm wearing now is look number 2. So I think without further ado, because this was a huge long intro, let's just get straight into the tutorial for the looks, and I'll catch up with you at the end of the video just to wrap up my thoughts. Okay guys, so this is the first look I'm going to be filming, first time that I'm going to be using the Nomad Cosmetics Haunted Europe palette. Super excited to dip into it. I love any releases from Nomad, but you all know Halloween is my jam, my time of year. As soon as I saw this, it's like, it's just something different about it, and I really need to own it. So what we're going to do today is probably not the most spooky look ever. I'm going to go for a full cut crease. I'm going to take that blue shade as kind of the shade to do the full cut with. I'm going to put some orange on my lid, maybe some sparkle with the gold. I'm going to do a blue liquid liner. Yeah, we're just going to do something a little bit creative, a little bit different, but perhaps not the most spooky. And I'll save the spookiest look for look number 2. So let's crack on. I've already primed my lids with the MAC Soft Ochre paint pots. We're all ready to go. And I'm going to map out the shape before I go in with the blue shade Black Forest. I'm going to cheat a little bit because I'm terrible at getting that line right, you know, for doing that full cut crease. So we're going to use Guilty Mood from LH Cosmetics, or Linda Hallberg as was, to kind of map that shape out and make it easier. Any way you can cheat is always good by me. So I'm going to take it higher than my natural crease. And the good thing about pencil is it's a little bit more forgiving, and you're not going to get fallout from a pencil. So if I get this wrong, it's not going to matter. But I'm just, as I say, mapping out the shape that I want. Just sharpen the pencil a little bit because it's not the sharpest, and it was dragging on my eyes. I think that's a bit better. You're not going to see this. This is just going to be just there to help me get that line. Something along those lines. Now we've just got to kind of get the same shape on the other eye. I always go a little bit higher than my natural crease line. Just give me an illusion of a bit more lid space, and also because my eyes are drooping, I wouldn't say I've got hooded eyes at all, but they're becoming more so as they're aging, so it's another reason why it's helpful to go a little bit higher, because then you can see the makeup above those irritating little folds that are appearing. Then to Hallberg 303, I'm just going to smudge that out just a little bit. So this was just to give me a starting point of reference to where I want to lay down those shades. So I don't really want it to show too much, but I use this deep blue because I thought at least it will be hidden by the eyeshadow once that goes on. I'm going to go in with a Morphe E36, and I'm just going to trace over that line with the Black Forest shade. And some of this will be covered by the cut, so I need it to be a reasonably thick line. Where we're coming to the edge here, where I want it to taper off, I'm just swapping to a thinner brush just to give me a chance to curve that off there. But actually I think this brush is working better. This one is M213. That doesn't look too bad. So I'm going to repeat the same step on the other eye, build up the pigment first with the E36 and then use the smaller brush to fill in the gaps. I love the tones of this shade. This is so nice. It's not a navy as such, it's a different blue to that, and it's very unique. Blue grey, but it's deep. It's like a spooky blue. That's what it is, a spooky blue. Okay, looking suitably crazy. I always think cut creases look ridiculous until you've got everything done. Just going to keep finessing with this line until I'm happy that I've got it super deep. Okay, so I want to blend this line, and I was thinking of using a grey, but I think we need to stay in kind of the right palette because we're going to be using orange on the lids and gold. So I think this sandy colour, Mary King's Close, this one here, would work really well as a blending shade. And this is why you need shades like this, I think, in a palette. You need some tones that you can use for blending. I've seen some Halloween palettes recently and they look absolutely beautiful, but they're your typical, you've got a green, a purple, an orange, a red. There's no blending out shade. I mean, it's fine, you can bring something else in, but this has got everything that you need, everything covered in one palette, which is handy. So blending that line is going to take me a little while. I'm just getting the pigment down first. To get that blended, I'm just going to go in with a bigger blending brush now. Just want to make sure we don't lose the line I created at the edge of that cut crease. So just going in with a bit more of Black Forest just to make sure that's still precise there. Okay, so that's the shape all laid down. Just going to cut my lid now with the Conceal and Hydrate Concealer from Revolution and my cut crease brush from Sigma. And I'll speed through this because it's not something I can talk through while I'm doing it, so we'll speed up the footage, but you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Alright, on my lids now, for the majority of my lids I'm going to go in with Frankenstein, this beautiful orange here. I'm just going to use a packing brush and just pack that all over the lid. But I am going to use a shimmer sort of where the cut is. In a moment you'll see what I mean. So I'm taking that everywhere we've got the concealer. When we get to this edge here, I'm just winging it kind of outwards. I don't need to go completely up to where the cut shape is, because as I say, that's where another shimmer is going to go. Just want to wing that out a little bit there. Now for the line between the cut crease of the blue and this orange, I'm going to go in with Husker Castle, this gold here. I'm going to pick that up on a brush and spray it. And then I'm going to use that, as I say, just to outline the crease area there where the cut crease is. We'll just have a little bit of that glinting there in the crease. I'm going to take it all the way along. Where I've made a slight mistake there, I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to just put a little bit on my lid there as well. Might help to just intensify it. Okay, now I'm going to do a liquid liner on my upper lids. This is one by number 7. It's a blue, but it doesn't have a name, so it's like a navy blue liquid liner. Okay, for my lower lash line then, I'm going to use Guilty Mood again in my waterline. Just give me a nice base for that blue. And then taking the M213 brush we were using in the crease, I'm just going to take that same shade, the Black Forest shade that we used in the upper crease there, and I'm just going to run that along the lower lash line, but join it up to that wing. And probably take it a little bit under that blue wing as well, so that we sort of get a connection in that corner. Make it super dramatic in that corner, and then we'll narrow it out a bit when we get to the inner part of the eye. And so that that doesn't look so harsh as it does now, back in with Mary King's Cross just to blend that out. Take plenty of that on the brush and really help to blend that shade out. I think rather than adding any more colours, we'll keep with the gold and we'll wrap that around the tear duct and onto the lower lash line, just for a glint there of gold in the inner corner. Okay, so that's the look to this point. Just going to hop off camera for mascara and lips, and I'll be back to show you the look when it's complete. Okay guys, so this is the completed look. I really love how it turned out. It was a struggle to get there, not going to lie. I'm the worst at full cut creases. They're really intricate and difficult, I think, and on older eyes it makes it even more difficult, but I love to persevere and do them now and again, and just wanted to do something a little bit different colour combo wise than I'd seen other people do with the palette, and I just really wanted to play with that orange and blue and gold together, but still see if I could make it look like a spooky look, and I think I've kind of achieved it. The dark lip definitely helps with that. And this is one of the Safiya, Nygaard and Colourpop collaboration lipsticks from 3 or 4 years ago. It's the shade Screamer. Love these lipsticks so much. Only ever really bring them out at Halloween time. I should use them more. I think it's such a beautiful tone. So yeah, so that was look number 1. Let's move on to look number 2. Okay guys, on to look number 2, and I want to get a bit more spooky with this one, but I still feel like I want to use that blue shade. It's just the spookiest and deepest shade in the palette. I want to use the green, really feeling the need to use this purple and this pink as well. So yeah, that's kind of all I've planned out so far. So this one will evolve as we go, but I just want to make it a lot more murky and spooky than the previous look. So I've already primed my lids with the MAC Soft Ochre paint pot again, and I'm going to go in with Grendel, the green shade first. I'm going to build that up in my inner part of my lid. I'm not going to blend it yet, just going to get that shade packed in the inner corner. Don't want to take it too high, I just want it really dramatic though in the inner corner. I'm kind of thinking a halo eye, but with a different colour on the inner to the outer. really beautiful emeraldy green, my kind of green shade for sure. Love that. I'm going to blend it out with the grey in the palette Brown Castle. This is why I'm trying to keep this just focused on the lid itself. It's gone a little bit on my lower lash line, but that's not a problem. So on the outer part of my lid there, I'm going to go in with Black Forest again, my favourite shade in the palette so far it seems. I'm going to pack that on my outer corner. I'm just pressing that in. I want it to show quite high on that side, so just making sure that it's visible above the folds of my eye and that I've come out far enough so I can link it to the lower lash line. In fact, I'm going to start linking it now so I can see. Okay, so now I've got the colour packed down. I'm going to work on just blending the edges a little bit before I go in with the grey to kind of connect things a little bit at the top. I'm going to dip into the grey Brown Castle. I'm going to use that to blend around the edges of this Black Forest shade. I think for the green actually I'm going to take Ghost River to blend that out, so this one here. I'll add a little bit of murkiness to that inner corner. And I think I'm going to carry on that Ghost River shade just to do a bit of connection across the top. I was going to go with the grey, but I think I'll go with the Ghost River shade. Just want to use that just to bring everything together there. I'm going higher than my natural crease line so that we've got plenty of room to pack the shimmers on the lid when we get to there. Once I've kind of got this all laid down, I'm going to go back in and re-intensify the shades that we laid down originally and just make sure they're super visible and vibrant in the look. Deliberately not come too far in because I want to put shimmer on the lower lash line today. Right, back in with Black Forest just to really make sure it stays strong in the look. Just packing that in the outer corner because I've lost some in the blending process. I'm back in with Grendel, that green shade. Again, packing that back down just to make sure that's super vibrant in that inner corner. Now for the centre portion of my lids, just going to go in with NYX Glitter Primer. Take that up into the crease a little bit because we're going to be bringing the shimmers quite high. So I'm going to pick up the shade Krampus and that's going to go either side of the halo. Don't want too much of that shade, just either side. And then for the centre section, so we've got a bit of a pop in that halo, we're going to go for Bloody Mary. I'm just taking a bit of time just to feather it into the Krampus shade that's already there. Just back with a little bit more Krampus just to make sure we've got it as seamless as we can here. Particularly on this green side, it's a little bit more tricky to blend it into that green side. Taking a bit more of Ghost River, the blending shade we used at the top there, just to help with the blend between those shimmers and the mattes. That's probably going to take a little while just to really work that product in. It's going to be really murky and smoky. For the lower lash line, I'm going to use Grendel as a base here. And I'm going to pack that close to my lashes, but then I'm going to go over with a shimmer over the top. So I'm just connecting that up where it has gone onto my lower lash line from before. Again, a bit more of that Ghost River shade just to blend into that green. So things are really dark and smoky, but we've got that kind of pop going on the lid as well. Okay, so now I want a pop of shimmer on my lower lash line. I think I'm going to use green for that. Just hope I don't make it too much of a Christmas look by the time I'm finished. But I think I'm going to go in with Highgate Cemetery, so this one here. Just going to pack that really close to my lower lash line, but just in the centre here. Change my mind, I'm going to take it all the way along. Oh, that's pretty. I am spraying that with Fix Plus just to get it to foil. I love that green on the lower lash line, that was a good decision I think. I still don't think I've got quite enough of that pink, so Just gonna take a little bit more of the pink. Yeah, I'm happier now, just making that a bit more of the focus in the look. Such a beautiful colour. Okay, so that's the look to this point, really murky and smoky. Gonna add some finishing touches, just a bit of liquid liner, mascara, something in my waterline and a lip, and I'll be back with you with the finished look and to wrap up the video. Okay guys, so this is the finished look, of course. You've seen it in the intro, but what I did to complete it is I've put Black Core by Linda Hallberg, just a black pencil in my waterline, extended it just slightly to create that sort of extended inner corner kind of V, which is why I didn't want an inner corner highlight. And then for lips today, I've got a Melt and Beetlejuice liquid lip. This one is the shade Weirder and Weirder. And I think that's how you might sum up this look. It is pretty weird. It is grungy, it's dark, it's murky, but I'm all about it. I think it's something a bit different for Halloween than your usual sort of blacks and reds, which I love to play with. But this has got that, as I say, murkiness to it, and it just suits the whole vibe of the palette and the way it's packaged so much, I think. So my thoughts on the palette, it's not really a review. I haven't used every shade, and I don't really do reviews so much these days on my channel. It's more about giving you inspiration of what to use. But I think you knew from seeing me do the looks how much I enjoyed the Black Forest shade. It's such a unique shade. These shades pack on with a punch, but then they blend really easily. I love the green shade as well, which I used in my inner corner. What's that one? Grendel. I thought that was beautiful. The shimmer I've used on the lower lash is really gorgeous, packed over that green. All of the mattes blend like really easily. The shimmers are sparkly and pretty and gorgeous. It is the quality that you expect from Nomad. But I think what really makes this one special is the mix of colours. So when I first saw it, I was like, I don't really need this bottom row. I probably could have done with it just being like, I don't know, a 12 pad and just those. But then you realise how much more versatile it is when you've got some of these blending out shades. I mean, I've not scratched the surface of some of the things I could do with this, with more of the golds and the greys, and there's so much you can do with it, so many directions you can take it. But it's going to look dark and mysterious as well, and I just love that about it. So yeah, had a lot of fun playing with this one, and I hope it's given you some inspiration of some different things you might do with it. Sorry there's only been one video this weekend. If I do 2 looks, I'll film only 1 look a day. My eyes can't take much more than that. So I filmed the first look on Saturday and the second look today, which is Sunday. Hopefully this video is going to go up on Sunday. So I hope you appreciate seeing a 2 looks, 1 palette. It just was too inspiring to just only play with a couple of shades. I wanted to show you what you could do with it and try and pack on as many on my eyes as I possibly could. So that's it guys, that brings us to the end of this one. You'll have to let me know if you pick this up, whether you might recreate any of these, whether you're team look 1 or team look 2, or whether you didn't like either of them or you like both of them. I would love to know. But I hope you're doing okay guys. Hope you're having a lovely day or night wherever you are. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye guys.